Hi guys, how are you? It's Monday night. It's summer season and we wanted to be doing a little bit of Sunday, after Sunday, which is Monday night check-ins and just seeing how everybody's doing. It's been quite a week for everybody and it's been quite the beginning of the month of June. So tonight I'm not by myself. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun because my husband is hanging out with me.
Hello.
And we hope to be able to catch your comments in a little bit. So I'm Julia, and this is Julius, obviously, because the only place we have it live is between our websites, between our Facebook lives. So we just wanted to chat with everybody and just see how everyone is doing, and talk about mindset and soul care. I've always told Julius, it's very weird, by the way, I don't call him that in real life. so I won't. When I say
babe,
when I say
me.
babe, you know I'm talking about him.
Yes.
So please send your questions, your comments, and we'll be answering. We'll be answering at the same time. So the first thing that we want to check in with you guys is just about how your soul care is going. Julius had shared a verse the other night about surely goodness and mercy. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and that's in Psalms. And also the verse that says, I will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living.
Hi, Angela.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. So I was just gonna throw him right in and ask him to share a little bit what those verses mean to him. Since this is something we've been doing for ourselves, reminding ourselves that surely goodness and mercy will follow us all the days of our lives, and reminding us that we're going to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living.
Oh, yes. We will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. That is a promise that we ought to hold on to. So actually, there's a whole psalm that really, I hope, encourages us and encourages you in whatever situation you're in. And it's a psalm that I declare and speak over our lives every day. That, there's two phases to it. First, there's Psalm 23, which we all know. God is our shepherd, and we will not have any wants, and we will lack nothing. And that he's our shepherd, that he will guide us through all those situations. And then he leads us into still waters. Still waters, a place where you can be refreshed and restored. And wow, don't we need that right now?
Yeah.
Man, we need restoration. We need refreshing. We need God to, every one of us, given what's going on and what has gone on since the first day of this year.
Yeah.
Wow, it's been a crazy year.
It has. And we've been saying it feels like somebody stole half the year. And it's one thing after the other. And I know a lot of us guys, it's not just, it wasn't just how things are being concerned about, followed from work because of COVID-19, dealing with coronavirus among your family. I know some of us, because we know you guys, so we know a couple of our family friends who have been dealing with coronavirus and just the recovery process, and even after that, just now reopening, but everything is weird, right? Because we've gone to the mall, we've gone to the mall with masks and everything, just to take the kids to run around a little bit in the open spaces with masks. Yeah,
we tried the outlet mall first because it's open and the kids can run around, and our kids were just touching everything. Oh, okay. They were touching everything. The kids were all, it was just like, crazy. And then we tried the indoor mall. Today we were at the mall and hang out with the kids just to get them out to run around, and it's still very weird.
Yeah, it's very strange because you have to we choose to have masks on, and we choose to
Hi,
have
Michaela.
yeah, to have Michaela and to have the kids, have
Lanisha, good to see you guys.
yeah,
Sorry.
and Jacqueline. Hi, Jackie, and just that whole weirdness, and then we get to talk about the protests for racial justice and how there's good news happening with all the changes that we're seeing going on, starting to happen now. Some were in progress, but they've been sped up because of the pressure of people talking about it. But the other thing that we might not be talking about is how exhausting on the spirit and on the soul that is. So tonight we were just wanting to encourage everybody just to come in and talk about our mindset and our soul care in this process, and to see how we can be able to stand strong, however you're involved, because we are involved in the church world a lot, and we also have different worlds we're dealing in. We're dealing with families from here, from other countries. Therapy world. My husband is a musician, so we call him, I gave him the nickname, the gigging pastor.
I'm the gigging pastor.
So he's and a lot of your guys actually met him at a gig. So playing a jazz or playing at a blues joint before pre-COVID, pre-COVID-19. So
Gotta give a shout out to Jonathan Hill. Good to see you.
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for watching with us. So tonight we just want to ask you guys, what does that verse mean? Surely goodness and mercy will follow you all the days of your life. And also, right, that you will see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. Because it's tough to think of that right now when we walk around and see the pain of the injustice. Or if you have walked through protests, because he drove through the protests yesterday, the day before, and right now in Wellington at the mall, people were at the corner, but these are the peaceful protests. And we've had a couple of you guys, our pastor friends, participating in some of the protests that have been going on also in Boynton Beach and in Del Rey, and it's taxing to the soul. And so tonight is just about soul care and mindset. We're both big on mindset. We've been doing some work over the last 2 years about changing how we think about things in order to change our lives, change how we act, and as believers to actually have it impact our faith in the Lord too. So what's one of the things, babe, that has kept you going and having a strong mindset even when faced with situations that are really tough this year, just from the beginning up to now? Because for a lot of us guys, it's not just what's going on today, it's that it's a whole set of things right from January that have been going on.
Yeah, one of the big things I've been able to do is, and I encourage all of us to do, is to develop meditation and quiet times where you just spend some time being quiet in the Lord and meditate. Because when the day starts, and you are not prepared to face the day, that you are totally unaware or unprepared, it's very it's not healthy spiritually, mentally, even physically, to face the day without preparing your mind. That's why we like this whole idea of mindset.
Hi, Clarice.
And we believe that, and a lot of you know this, that it all starts over here. It starts in your mind. In the morning, the first things that you start to think about, how you set your day and how you choose to tackle the day, because things will happen during the day. Things will happen, good things will happen, bad things will happen, challenges will come across. So it's very important to decide ahead of time how you're going to respond. So we live our lives not by reacting to things that happen to us. We are prepared spiritually to deal with whatever we are facing. So that's the one thing that has really helped me recently, is just being able to be mentally prepared and to completely relax and depend on God. from the get-go, from the time I wake up. And it doesn't start by me waking up and then starting to run around and do stuff. It starts with me just quieting my mind and then saying, you know what? I declare and decree that God is going to guide me. God is preparing me. And then, like we know from the scripture, putting on the full armor of God. So that is so important, to consciously decide you're going to put on the full armor of God.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a short kind of version of what has really helped me lately in preparing my mind and having a mindset that will encourage you and propel you. And when things come up against you, you're prepared. You have the full armor of God. You're ready to face the challenges.
Yeah. And for our friends who maybe this is kind of a different kind of talk for you, because maybe this is not something that you know about, what we'd like to encourage you is about the self-care, which is meditation. And meditation, as he was sharing, he actively does meditate in the mornings, and it's something that I try to do too, because right now when you wake up, the very first things that we do in the morning usually is you grab your phone, and depending on if you go to your messages or you go to either here online or you go to Twitter, whatever it is that you go to, sometimes it immediately sets you on edge, sets your mind on edge, sets your spirit on edge, and then you're already upset about things, even more upset than you were last night, especially during this time right now when we are all praying and praying for justice and thinking about George Floyd's family and thinking about Breonna Taylor's family, Ahmaud Berry, Mr. Hill in Washington. There's just so many of these situations, and it is really heartbreaking to focus on that and see the good that's happening, but also see the stuff that's been going on, that it can weigh on your spirit if you're not able to do some soul care and self-care. So number one is, when you're feeling the anger is a normal reaction, okay? Even for Christians and for our friends. We know a couple of you guys who are not Christians, but you practice other faiths or other ways of relaxing your spirituality. But being able to acknowledge that anger is an important part, the anger that you're feeling, because denying the anger is pretending it doesn't exist, and that's like stuffing a bag. It will eventually explode. So acknowledging the anger is a way of letting yourself know, I'm human and I'm angry about this injustice, and whoever you're caring for, whatever side that you're standing on, because there are people who in different areas, that the people who are working on legislation, their community, people who are like, okay, let's make the schools work. There are people who are in the church world, let's talk about the church and community and feeding the community, and standing up for these issues in the church. There are people who are, because we have friends who are also police officers and parents of police officers, and we always share with people, and our kids know this, whenever we come across a traffic stop, we pray for the safety of both the passengers, the driver, and the police officer. So for us, it's whatever sphere you're in, if you're riding, if you're demonstrating, whatever it is that you're doing, acknowledging that anger is a way of saying, okay, I acknowledge how I feel, but then what we do about it is really important. And a soul care tip is being able to channel that anger and that rage in a way that works for you, that's effective for you, because you want to get results. One of the things that I share with clients is, don't waste your energy, don't waste your anger, your emotional energy, by just spewing it out in the atmosphere and you're not getting results for it. If you're going to feel angry, if you're going to feel rage, if we're going to go through pain and grief, and bereavement and sadness, then we want to come at the end of that and find something that we've put those emotions towards once we've gone through that cycle of the emotions.
In other words, don't waste. Are you saying we shouldn't waste? Not waste. I don't know what word to use, but
not just feeling it in the atmosphere, but channeling it to something.
Yeah.
So in other words, you write down. Okay, the number one thing that we can all do is keep a journal. A journal can be on paper or on your phone, and just, why are you feeling this way? Because if you're not able to talk to somebody, writing it down is a way of getting it out of your soul. getting it out of your spirit. And then when you're able, if you're a person who prays and you're able to pray, then those are things that we're giving to the Lord and saying, Lord, I hurt and I'm hurting for my people. I'm hurting for this particular group that I'm standing for. Or my soul is just hurting and I give it to you. And then after you've written it down, then you decide what is the thing that you can do in your sphere right then and there. And I was giving an example to somebody today that you look at your day from morning to night, right? So what is it that you're doing at breakfast? Who's your sphere of influence during breakfast? For us, it's our kids, right? Because those are the people we're with in the morning. So what positive energy, right, and ideas can we give them in the morning in ourselves? And he goes running and I go walking. And then it's who we're meeting during that time. And then during the day, we're talking to people, we are either online doing Zoom meetings or webinars or teaching, and just keeping in touch. So actively doing something that is fulfilling that issue that has given you so much emotion. And actually sharing that, that our points of frustration tends to be the area that we're called to. Your point of frustration is usually the area that you're called to and the area of your purpose, because you're not going to get upset about something that you don't care about.
That's right.
Did you know that?
That's right.
Yeah. So if you find yourself really upset about something, then there's something in that zone that is your area of calling that you can do something about.
That's a really good point. I just want to give a shout out to Jim Wiest. Hey.
Hi, Pastor.
Hey, good to see you. And yes, we will come to Hope Church. And as soon as you are settled and you want to invite us, we'll be very happy to come over.
Yeah.
Hey, Joshua, good to see you, brother. Hey.
Hi, Vanessa.
Vanessa is here as well.
Very nice to see you.
Very
Happy
good
New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's been a strange year. We haven't seen people in person.
Yeah.
So the mindset thing is...
Hold on, what were you talking about just before I interrupted?
I was saying the point of your
frustration.
Is
point
the
of your frustration, yes. How many of you have been to church, in a church or a concert? This is a good time. In a concert, you are at the concert, right? Listening to the band playing, and you're like, oh my goodness, the sound, the bass is too loud. Oh man, that guitar needs to be turned down, or that drum is too soft. And you're frustrated about the sound. And and maybe you have some talent in doing something about it, especially in church. God is calling you. Maybe they need help in that area. So you're right. Things that frustrate us are things that God may be calling us. So we move away from just looking at things and complaining about them, and then doing nothing about them. And like at this time, a lot of people are frustrated about the things that are going on in our country, and maybe God is calling you to do something about your situation, about what you can do to make things better, how we can begin to erase and to deal with all this sin that and the issues that are affecting race relationships in this country. And maybe God is calling you to step up and do something about it in a very practical way.
And we've been sharing practical things that, like, if you're working in the office and you're a supervisor and you have black employees that you're supervising, or Latino employees or Asian employees, then what is your role? What do you believe your role is in making sure that their talents don't go to waste, that you discover their gifts, that you are part of the door that the Lord has given for them to walk through? I bet you've never thought of that, right? So you might be somebody's answer to prayer. And it's also us working through helping others understand where we're coming from. The other thing I want to share is, in the evenings, when we're going to sleep, it's really important what we consume in terms of what we're going to dream about. If you guys have seen us talk, we've been talking a lot about the power of your subconscious mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and what happens in feeding your spirit. What you feed your spirit is really, really important. And especially now when you're doing justice work, and Christ was big. Christ was big on justice world. I saw a picture today that was really funny. It was a beatitude, and I'll share it on Facebook sometime. It was a beatitude when Christ said, blessed are the poor, and then somebody retorts, no, Jesus, blessed are all people. And Jesus is looking at them like, huh? Because he's giving the message, it's the Lord, and he knows what he's saying. So the Lord was specific in meeting specific people at their points of need, okay? When he needed to meet the Samaritan woman, they didn't go around and ask, so why didn't you meet with Mary and Martha? That was the time and the zone for the Samaritan woman to learn that salvation had come to their town and their area, and have one-on-one conversation with the Lord. And so what you consume before you sleep is really, really important. So we want to encourage you guys to look at either what you're reading and what you're listening to. There are a couple of things on YouTube that we like, right? Like a couple meditation music, like Christian meditation if you love worship music, or just meditation music that will help you sleep. But you're able to think about thoughts that are positive. For us, it's not just the positive thoughts. We like to do just either look at a verse, or we share something funny.
Yeah.
We actually share something funny.
Yeah.
And then it's something that you're laughing about, because it's important to set your mind in a way that you'll be able to sleep and get rest. Because a lot of us during coronavirus and the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of us are not sleeping okay, because you're concerned about things that are going on and what you've read, and being worried about your family. And then we had these incidents flare up again, because remember, for the Black community, this is not new. It's been going on forever. It's just that now there are videos so people can see them. But it's the exhaustion and the trauma of seeing that again. And I know a lot of guys watch the video, and I've taught my family not to be careful what you consume, so that you also you're able to take care of your spirit.
Yeah.
And actually, the other thing that I want to mention today too is about the messages that we wear, right? Mm-hmm. That we look forward to putting on. If you're wearing a t-shirt or you're wearing on a mask, put on something that is positive. Put on something that has a positive message that lifts you up, and makes you believe that there is life and there's going to be change, and that you're not preaching something that is discouraging to your spirit without knowing. Because our subconscious mind takes pictures of everything we see every day. It's like a computer program that's running our system. So we need to feed it something that focuses it in the direction we want to go, the purpose that we want to fulfill. And that purpose is always tied to what? The thing that frustrates us the most. So for me, it's always been helping myself and people that I love, and our clients be able to be healthy in their mind, mental health and relational health and emotional health. And for my husband, babe, for you, it's been music a lot. Music, bringing joy to people and healing through music and through speaking.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I'm in the process of writing some songs, just encouraging songs of hope, mm-hmm. and love, and just been spending some time doing that. So I think we all need to find something to do. Mm-hmm. I think when you feel frustrated and you don't do anything about it, the frustration can get worse. Mm-hmm. But when you get active doing something, then you begin to heal. I have found this to be interesting with people who go through major trauma. Maybe they lost a loved one, a daughter or a son, something really sad. And then as they process that, they start a foundation, or maybe they start, like the mothers who start Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Mm-hmm. I think it was started by a mother who lost a child. Mm-hmm. And but they did something about it. They got involved, and they started plugging into, and that has obviously saved many lives, that whole organization. So so the question is, what are we doing to because history is going to look back to these days, and there's going to be those who responded and did something about it, and there's those who decided to do one of these, la 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 la, and nothing is happening. I'm closing my ears. I don't want to think. I don't want to deal with the situation. I'm out of here. I will wake up when everybody is at peace. That's what some people think, you know. Yeah. But I think it's important to be bold, to be brave, and to be courageous, to get involved. And it doesn't have to be something like outlandish. It could be something so simple. It could be something that you're doing with your neighbor, mm-hmm. and something that you can influence your co-workers and your friends that you meet at the gym or wherever. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And Hi, Neff. Thank you so much for watching and
And for sharing. Yes.
And Corey. We see you guys.
We appreciate you all joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you. So in sharing about that point of frustration and what to do about it, we just want to encourage you. You don't right now. You can work in your gifting, in your area of gifting. So if you've been feeling frustrated because you are, okay, you can check in on them. Because if you've been feeling frustrated because you are like, I don't know, I'm not a speaker, I'm not a singer, I'm not whatever it is, and you're like, I don't know what to do, I'm not a big speaker, I don't like doing big things, what can I do? What you literally can do is where you are right now. Are you somebody who loves sending texts? You can check in on people in your sphere, your friends, your family. Are you somebody who likes educating others? Maybe you can put up some articles, put on tips, even put on positive messages that are influencing other people and encouraging them. Are you somebody who just loves to cook, loves to show love through cooking? What a wonderful time to be somebody who has gifts of cooking, because you can love people through food. Maybe with all the churches, schools, non-profit organizations right now involved in giving out food to the community and serving, maybe it's a great time to be a volunteer if you're in between work right now, because we choose to say you're in between work. If you're not working right now, we choose to say you're in between work, because we'll be praying for the Lord to open the door for you to be able to find that paid position that is going to be able to also meet your needs. So this soul care and mindset tonight was about letting you know that it's okay to feel the way you're feeling. What you choose to do about it is what determines the next thing that you're going to feel, the next way you're going to be. So when you're feeling that anger, go through it, write down, then choose a point of action that's within your sphere and your ability. Don't try something that's not within your ability. Be authentically you. And sometimes that's having conversations with people who don't know your story. And just hearing that story. And another thing, if you don't want to talk to people about your story, that's okay too. You share whenever you're ready. But just doing the little bit that you can where you are right now. And then writing and reaching out. Don't suffer alone. My big thing and my big concern right now is the level of stress that we're going through, leading to a mental health issue, especially a deep depression, because as I shared last week, it's sorrow upon sorrow. We've had COVID-19, it's still going on. In fact, in Palm Beach County, unfortunately, our numbers are shooting up if you've been watching the news. So it's being careful about that, but also taking care of your mind and taking care of your soul. If you need to reach out for a resource, please reach out to me, to Julius, someone else in your community, but we'll be able to forward
She's a professional. She's a professional.
Yeah. See, we're always trying to be super nice and share.
Yes, if you need anything with as far as therapy is concerned, counseling, absolutely. She's the one who you should reach out to. I'm willing to pray with you, encourage you, speak words of hope and strength over your life. And one thing we can do, we've just started doing this together, but I'm excited about praying for you guys. I'm excited about receiving prayer requests and also sharing some miracles and some breakthroughs that God is going to bring over your life as you share these things. God is, hey, by the way, God is still on the throne.
Yes, it is.
We can't forget that. God is still sitting on the throne. He is still God. He is still omnipotent. He is still omniscient. He is still Almighty God. Is so don't be afraid to share your request and to go before God in prayer, because He is actively working. And you know, we are called not to walk by sight, right? We're called to walk by faith. There's a reason for that, because our eyes will see things. Our physical eyes will experience the world from a very obviously a physical level. But God is calling us to go above that and start to experience it at a spiritual faith level. And you know, what is true in the spiritual manifests itself in the physical. So, and that's why we talk about the subconscious mind. And because as we feed the subconscious mind and faith is operating there, then it starts to manifest in the physical and in the conscious mind.
Yes.
So we want to encourage you to share with us whatever needs, and as we pray for you, you pray for us.
Yeah, and that's really good what you just said, because what we see can really affect whether we're feeling that fear.
That's
and
right.
then if we choose to feel the fear because of what we see with our eyes, what we hear with our ears, and then unfortunately what we say with our mouth confirms it.
Ooh.
And then brings it to pass.
Words.
And Julius, Julius always shares with us that our words wait for us in the future, and they wait to come alive in the future. So the words that we're speaking to ourselves right now, mindset guys, the words that we're speaking to ourselves right now are coming back. They're waiting in the future. They're just waiting to come to pass. So what are the words that we're encouraging ourselves with? So don't feel weird. If you have to stand in the mirror and say, I'm going to be okay, I'm going to be good, things will work out, I'm doing whatever I can to do my part. But most importantly, I am loved by God. All things are possible with God, which is true because that's his promise in Matthew 19:26. With God, all things are possible. And cast your care on the Lord because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. And this is what happens when you get a church couple. We can't not talk about the Bible and verses, because that's who we are. That's what gives us strength. That's what keeps us going. That's how I approach everything I do, and that's how he approaches even his music. When people say, oh, you sound so joyful, that's why, because that's his thing. So we just want to encourage you guys tonight. If you've been feeling hopeless and helpless, we're here, we're praying with you, we're praying for you. And on a note of just, as we kind of wind down, on a note of just looking at what has happened over the last 12 days, a friend of ours posted a really good list on Facebook of all the changes that have already happened. And I want you guys to go online and look at that. What are the positive changes that have happened in just the 12 days? It's crazy. There's been legislative language that has been pushed. For me, us being in the church world, looking at all the different churches that have issued statements and are actively working in different ways in community, that is the most important thing, because nothing will change until the church gets deeply involved. But the list is amazing of all the changes. And one of the things I've been posting on my Facebook is the atmosphere already shifted in the spirit. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! The atmosphere already shifted in the spirit, and it's manifesting right here on earth. Matthew 18:18 says what? Whatever is bound on earth is bound in heaven. But whatever is loosed on earth is loosed in heaven. Therefore, the prayers of the saints, the prayers that we've been praying, we're all praying, the Lord hears them. The atmosphere has already shifted in heaven, and it's shifting right here on earth. You guys are looking at dominoes falling, not just here, but around the world. Because we keep up with our family in different places in the world, in Europe, in Africa, in Asia. And we're seeing things changing so fast. But for people of faith, we're like, well, people have been working hard and praying. And even during this time, your voice in the street, your peaceful voice in the street is making a difference. Don't give up. Be encouraged. Be encouraged tonight. That was our thing to share with you today. Just the mindset and soul care. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Hey, we thank you for joining. Somebody just.
Pastor, I saw Jamie.
Jamie,
Hi.
thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Good to have you back from vacation. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Angela Williams. Good to have you as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Alicia Maria.
Hi, Miss Alicia.
Oh
Where's
my
Marcel?
goodness. Hi.
Please pass our love to your family and Marcel. We've missed you guys so much.
We know it's 100 degrees in Dallas or Texas, wherever you are. I know it's I know it's hotter, but it's hot here. It's getting hot and humid.
It is. Yeah.
But as somebody mentioned, Angela did bring up the issue about the words, how the words, it's true. Sometimes, those words are so powerful. So let's be careful with our words. Even the Bible in the book of Proverbs talks about the power of the tongue, and in the book of James talks about the power of the tongue. So let's speak let's speak
Yeah.
powerful words.
Speak it forth. Let's keep
Speak it
speaking
forth.
the change. Let's
Amen.
keep speaking the change that we want to see. And for ourselves in our lives, let's keep speaking the words that are words of life. I have been sharing with people that choosing joy is an act, is a choice. Choosing joy is a choice, and it's also an act of resistance to whatever forces of darkness are lying out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Choosing to find joy in this season of so much turmoil, so much pain, when you can just stop in the day and be like, oh, I celebrate, my kid learned something new. Our son is skateboarding again, and he just bought a skateboard the other day, and it was like, oh wow, you're still interested in high school? Okay, cool. So little things like that.
Celebrate.
We keep trying new recipes of food because we're people are sending us all this new stuff to try, even with our air fryer. So we're looking at those as moments of joy. It's not big things, just little things.
Yeah.
Being able to go to the park. If you guys have been to the park, by the way, unfortunately some parks don't have the bathrooms open. So that, and you have kids, so you can imagine what happens with the thing to run around until you find a restaurant or something that's open. So when you find little things like that where things are open and you're out with the kids, that's a moment of joy. If somebody sends you a text, a friend you haven't seen in a while, that's a moment of joy, because joy is a state of being. Happiness depends on things happening, circumstances happening. A joy is constant state that you choose to be in. So tonight we're gonna we're gonna wrap it up with that. Thank you guys. We'll see you again. Yeah, we'll see you again next Monday. All right. Take care. Bye bye, guys. Thank you so much for everybody who
Thank you for your comments. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Bye bye.